Let me ask you something. Have you ever watched someone else succeed? A friend, a classmate, someone who started exactly where you did and felt something twist quietly in your chest? Have you ever looked at your own life, your own progress, your own slow and uncertain path, and thought, why are they so far ahead? What am I doing wrong? Have you ever compared the very beginning of your story to the middle or even the end of someone else's? If you have, then this story is for you.
Because today, I want to share with you the story of a young potter named Kavi, a young man who watched his childhood friend rise to success while he himself felt like he was standing still, and an old woman by the river who taught him something about seeds, roots, and time, something so simple yet so powerful that it has the ability to end comparison in your life for good. Stay with me, because the lesson at the end of this story is one you will carry for the rest of your life.
In a small village nestled between green mountains and a quiet silver river, there lived a young man named Kavi. Kavi was not lazy. He was not careless. He simply worked the way his father had taught him, slowly, patiently, one pot at a time. From the age of 14, he had sat at his father's potter's wheel, learning to feel the clay before shaping it. He had cracked hundreds of pots before he made one worth keeping, and he had kept working, quietly, for 10 years. Kavi had a childhood friend named Dev. They had grown up together, same river, same games, same dreams whispered as boys, skipping stones across the water. But somewhere along the way, their paths had begun to look very different. Dev moved quickly. He took risks. He found opportunities in the city, made bold decisions, and built things fast. Kavi stayed. He worked slowly. He perfected his craft, one small piece at a time. He was 24 years old, and some days, watching Dev's rise, he wondered if slow was just another word for behind. And then, on an ordinary Tuesday morning, everything Kavi had quietly been managing came rushing to the surface. Dev returned to the village, not for a visit, for a celebration. He had opened a large, beautiful pottery workshop, imported glazes, polished shelves, a grand ribbon cutting in the village square. The whole village gathered. They clapped, they admired, they called him a rare talent, a young man who had made something of himself. Kavi stood at the back of the crowd, his own clay-stained hands hidden behind his back, watching his oldest friend glow under the golden afternoon light. He smiled. He clapped too. He meant it, mostly. But that night, walking home past his own small, modest stall with its handful of unsold pots, something inside him finally cracked. 10 years, he said quietly to no one. 10 years of working, and I have this. He has that in 3. He sat at his wheel that night and did not touch the clay. He simply stared at his hands and asked the question so many of us have asked in the dark. What is wrong with me? Why can't I be further along by now? His heart was not angry at Dev. It was something quieter and heavier than anger. It was comparison. And comparison, left alone in the dark, grows louder every hour. The next morning, unable to sleep, Kavi walked along the river path at the edge of the village. He did not know where he was going. He simply walked, the way people walk when their thoughts are too loud to sit still with. That is when he saw her. An old woman, everyone called her Ama Lila, sat at a slow-spinning potter's wheel beside the river. She was 70, perhaps older. Her hands were the hands of someone who had touched clay every single day of her life. And she was humming, quietly, contentedly, humming to herself while shaping a simple bowl. The morning after his oldest friend's grand celebration, and this old woman, with far less than either of them, seemed entirely at peace. Kavi stopped. "Amma," he said, "how are you not tired of starting over every single day? Don't you ever wonder if you're behind?" The old woman looked up. Her eyes were extraordinary, old and deep and completely undisturbed. "Behind who?" she asked simply. Kavi began. "Sit," she said, her hands never leaving the wheel. "You look like a man who has been reading someone else's book and calling it his own life." Kavi sat.
Amma Lila was quiet for a moment, her hands still shaping the wet clay. Then she said, "Let me tell you about 2 seeds. Many years ago, 2 farmers planted 2 seeds on the very same morning. One was a mango seed, the other was bamboo. The mango farmer watered his seed, and within a year, a proud little sapling reached up toward the sun. Green leaves, visible progress. His neighbors praised him. The bamboo farmer watered his seed too, every single day, and nothing happened. No sapling, no leaves, nothing broke the surface at all. A second year passed. The mango tree grew taller. Still nothing from the bamboo seed. A third year, a fourth. The mango tree was now full and admired by the whole village. The bamboo farmer's neighbors began to whisper, "Poor man, he wastes his water on a seed that will never grow." Still, he watered it, every morning, without bitterness, without comparing his empty patch of soil to his neighbor's flourishing tree. Then, in the 5th year, something happened. The bamboo broke the surface, and in the 6 weeks that followed, it did not just grow. It shot upward 90 feet into the sky, faster than any plant in that village had ever grown, surpassing the mango tree entirely within a single season. Amma Lila set down her tool and looked at Kavi. "Do you know why?" she asked. "For 5 years, that bamboo was not doing nothing. It was building roots. Deep, wide, invisible roots, strong enough to hold up 90 feet of height. The mango tree grew fast because it didn't need deep roots to stay small. The bamboo grew slow because it was preparing to become something enormous." Kavi sat with that for a long moment. "But Amma," he said quietly, "how do you know if you're a mango or a bamboo? How do I know if I'm actually building something or just falling behind?" The old woman smiled and turned the wheel slowly beneath her palms. "You don't need to know which one you are," she said. "You only need to keep watering your seed. Comparison always measures the wrong thing. It looks at height, at speed, at what is visible above the soil. It never sees the roots. Your friend's chapter 20 looks impressive because you're only looking at the surface. You have no idea what his roots cost him, or what yours are quietly building underneath you right now. You are not behind, Kavi. You are rooting." Kavi looked down at his own clay-stained hands, hands that had spent 10 quiet years learning something Dev's fast success had never required him to learn. For the first time in a long time, that felt like enough. Kavi returned home that morning, and something had shifted. Not everything was different. Dev's workshop was still there, still successful, still admired. Kavi's own stall was still small. But Kavi stopped measuring his mornings against someone else's afternoon.
He returned to his wheel, not to catch up to anyone, but simply to keep going. He tried a glazing technique his father had once shown him, one he'd never had the patience to perfect before. He worked slowly, carefully, without glancing sideways. Villagers began to notice something different in his pieces. A texture, a warmth, a pattern no one else in the region made. Word spread slowly, quietly, one customer at a time. Within 2 years, Kavi's pottery was recognized in 4 surrounding villages, not because he had rushed, but because his roots had finally caught up to what he was ready to hold. And when he passed Dev in the village square one afternoon, there was no shrinking, no comparison, no ache in his chest. Just a warm nod between 2 men, each fully rooted in his own chapter. I want to speak to you directly now. You may be in the middle of your own comparison right now. Maybe you're watching someone your age move faster than you. Maybe a friend's success feels like proof that you're falling behind. Maybe you've been quietly asking, "What's wrong with me?" while everyone else seems to be growing in plain sight. I want to tell you something that Amma Lila taught Kavi, and that I believe with everything I have. You are not behind. You are rooting. What looks like nothing happening is often the most important work of all. The part no one claps for, the part that never trends, the part that happens entirely underground. The bamboo that took 5 years to appear, the friend who is not ahead of you, just further into his own story. The quiet years that feel wasted, but are actually load-bearing. Stop comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. You are not reading the same book. Kavi visited Amma Lila by the river for years afterward. And one evening, sitting beside her wheel as she shaped what would be her last bowl, he asked, "Amma, do you ever wish you had grown faster, built more sooner?" The old woman smiled, her hands still moving with the same unhurried patience they always had. "Every root," she said, "was worth the wait. I never once envied the trees that grew tall quickly. Their roots were never meant to hold what mine would." She looked at the river. The water never compares its bend to another river's straight path. It simply keeps moving, and in doing so, it becomes exactly what it was meant to be. If this story touched something in you, share it with someone who has been comparing themselves to everyone else lately. They may need this reminder more than you know. And remember, you are not behind. You are rooting.